Well, I'm doing the mowing, and so far we had a full-size skink and then this cute little baby snake. I tried feeding it a caterpillar that I found on the apple tree up here, but it's only interested in running away and not eating. Just making sure I didn't do anything to his tail. I don't know what it is, but it's a very cute snake, and I'm happy that I have little baby snakes. Oh, look at that little tongue going. That's the cutest. Anyway, so we had that tropical storm Debbie pull through. Everything is nice and wet this morning. Everything got watered well, so I don't have to water, which means that the grass is really happy and growing, so I'm giving it a mow now. Finally got in touch with that lawyer for the sewer construction, and he says, oh, it sounds like you really don't need to do anything. Legally, you might be good to go. So once he has a final chat, so that was from an email, so once he has a final chat with the county water person, then assuming it's as we think, then maybe we're gonna go ahead with that construction, which is why I'm mowing right now. Poor little baby, I'll leave it alone. And the skink ran under my car and then disappeared. Should probably pick these up. And I also dug up some garlic chives while I've been mowing, so I'm gonna do the mowing, see how far I get with it today. Also, when I first came out here, I scared a little baby rabbit out of that. All sorts of good wildlife. So I'll do that, and then we'll see if I feel like moving this blob of flowers. I think this nice purple guy is an aster, maybe. Not sure. I'll move that, and then the seed heads from the phlox, so down to the ground level, because I think the plants come back every year, so I'll move that somewhere where there won't be construction too, and then see where I get along with chopping back some of these spent flowers. So I'll mow from about here to there too, to make way for construction vehicles. So wow, it's finally happening years and years later. Something buzzing just hit my head. Glad I'm wearing a hat. So what else? There's also bunnies living over there. I mean, make it and they shall come, right? What else? So I'm going to show you those jujubes that I talked about last time. Oh, look, I did chop down, well, I guess almost all of the carrots. So almost all of the carrots here to give the strawberries and everything more sunshine. Also chopped down some of the chicory and carrots through the path there too, to give everything a little bit more sunshine. And I actually went back here and picked some of the jujubes and tried to eat them. So sure enough, they're not ripe yet, but they're growing in and I'm excited. After thinking the trees would die because of the rabbit damage, right? So that one has more than a few. This is that black raspberry, and then this one also has a couple. So I guess the flowers did end up getting pollinated. I don't know if there's like, you know, earlier on they're male and then they're female or what. I guess I should look that up, but it's going well. The mulberry is getting up to size. I was hoping everything would clear the fence already, so I was hoping that is they keep mowing under my fence here, and they keep blowing all their trash from that runoff thing with the little tan pea gravel into my yard. So I was thinking of putting up the metal mesh that's around the bottom of my garden on the outside of my fence here to keep their mowing and their trash out of my yard. I'll probably end up mowing all of this because this is where the construction needs to go through. So I think these sections are either 6 feet or 8 feet. I want to say they're probably 6 feet, and they said that they needed a 20-foot swath to work in that's mowed. So we go from this corner post here and turn around, so it's basically, if the fence is 4 feet and then each of those are 6 feet, so 18 plus 4 is definitely enough room. So I'll make sure to have mowed everything from the fence and those 3 sections. So I'll take down all of the flowers between the edge of the garden and then this fence post here. So everything up to there, which is kind of what I had planned on, right? I didn't really replant seeds there, and I didn't replant seeds over the middle of that kind of central triangle blob that the mixed pear bush and the fruit cocktail tree are on. So that's definitely doable. I'll be taking down some of the echinacea and asters and all the other stuff that's popped in here, but that's fine because I got a bunch of seed heads last year, and then I'll take the seed heads from everything that I chopped down here and kind of make a pile like I did with the carrots and the chicories over there. And then after the construction is done, I'll take them from there and then drop them on whatever dirt is dug up, just to reseed. So I assume it will have released some seeds from the seed heads once I chop it down, but then when I move them back, I assume it'll still have a couple seed heads to drop. And I'll move the seeds from bags that I have in my house into it. So I might have to go get some grass seed. I'm not excited about it, but still got some of this, let me put a glove on here. Still got some of this teasel. So I've seen how invasive it is and I no longer want it in my yard. So this weekend I was gonna maybe chop more at it here because this was all teasel. I mean, I should have known, right, that it was growing well in my yard. But the bone set was growing really well in my yard last year, right? And then that isn't an invasive, so who knows? So I'm glad that I'm trying to do this all myself, so that when I have little baby, snakes and lizards and stuff that come out when I'm going through the mowing slowly, struggling with that heavy mower, that the animals have a chance to run away. Because if I hired in a company, there are gas mowing and powered, like power propulsion machines, just take out all the poor little critters. Sort of like when I was mowing back here a couple years ago, right, and this gigantic toad popped out. And then that's the huge toad that lives in my garden now, because I moved it over there because I knew that they were going to mow over here. What else? I don't know if I mentioned, I think this is a sycamore, so I'm glad it rained a lot. I hope it's swampy right where it's planted. I did dump a bunch of water on it once this summer to keep it alive. It looks good. I'm excited for, 100-foot tree that lives several hundred years to come up in the yard and give nice shade for once the construction is done. I think I'm gonna make like a stone or cement paver or something patio right there and have a nice fire pit so I can make roast sausages. Life is about eating good sausages. What else? The sumac is doing well. Blackberries, I left most of the rest of to the birds because we were at this point we're in extreme drought. It's not severe drought, it's extreme drought labeled on that US drought monitor map. Pick these up. So I got that one batch of good blackberry jelly, and I'm set with that. I'm satisfied. That's more than enough jelly for me. And I figure when I have the workers working in here, so I'll make them some rolls and give them some rolls with butter and nice homemade jellies to snack on. So even though I said, from this direction left of the garden, I'd still take down all of this over here too, this middle stripe, because I plan on extending the garden up, at least doubling its size so that I can get those berries into the ground and then get those metal planters set up. So I might extend it up to like here-ish. I don't want to take out the big patch of goldenrod, so maybe actually right where the first set of metal planters are there. Might be the beginning of my garden. It'll give me enough space for those metal planters, and then a bunch of berries here. And maybe I'll take those wooden posts that are the doors right now, and then ask that, because I'm gonna have the fencing company put it up for me, because I can't put up a fence like that myself. I wish I could, but I can't. Ask them to put another set of posts, you know, maybe 6 feet away or something, and make kind of a trellis there, and have a trellis in the middle for the kiwis, is what I'm thinking right now. Either that or the entranceway of the garden. So I'm thinking of making the entranceway of the garden actually on the side here somewhere, maybe like here-ish. And then you would go right for the metal beds, and then left for the berry bushes, and then the kiwis and the rest of the garden. And then beyond that, so up here, I would have a flower blob that kind of extends the whole entire way, that has all of my fruit trees. Because I know we know I buy a lot of plants. I know I'm gonna buy more. There's no way I'm not gonna buy more. I know me. So, or plant more from the seeds that I get from the trees that I already have. So I'll fill this whole entire thing kind of with fruit trees, and maybe have the metal arches here in the middle somewhere, and have to pass through them with like gravel and rocks on the ground through the archway. And the archway, I'm just gonna move a bunch of maypops until they populate it and have like a nice arch of maypops. And then you would go through that to go to the garden and the patio, and we'll see how it works out. That's what I'm thinking right now. I might change my mind next week. So most of the pawpaws are doing, oh, I should show you my sign. Most of the pawpaws are doing okay. I've uncovered the one over here a bunch of times. Hopefully it's still okay. I saw some blooms on the bindweed that I'm gonna see if I can rip out today. What else? Here's that pawpaw that I started from seed, still doing well. Here's another one that I had to order down. Hold your leaf back down, buddy. The winds were pretty strong when that hurricane was coming through. Well, post-hurricane remnants, I guess they call it. This would be a nice stake for the garden, huh? So, let's go look at my sign, and then we're done. Gotta walk all the way around. So when it was raining last week on Sunday, I went out to go look at tall pots so I can reuse those Classico pasta sauce jars. When they go on sale for $2 each, I go buy a bunch because the sauce isn't half bad, and the jars are really nice because they have the good lids too. And the jars, they have like little measuring lines on them, like they're honest to goodness mason jars. So I was going out, and all of the church traffic was coming in because there's a church at the end of my street. And then I saw a weird, you know how you see rock and you're like, there's something not quite right about that? So the rock was actually a turtle, and it was in the middle of the street here. So I pulled over and I waved like a maniac to move the little turtle over into my little spot over here. So I made myself a sign, so it's double-sided. So I put the weight of the trim of my house, and then I got tape, and then I taped over the whole entire thing with kind of the blue-green of my house. And I know it's not straight, but it's good enough. So now I have a caution turtle crossing for where I've seen turtles crossing. So hopefully people slow down a little bit. The button bush, I don't know if you can see, but the button bush has some green growth on it. And then the Ribes missouriense looks okay too. I don't know if this is okay. Might have slid a little bit too far. Oh, maybe it's okay. This purple guy's still here, so it's okay. And then I ordered some like fancier black panels that you stick in the ground that are kind of round on the top but have holes big enough on the bottom that they seem like a turtle would be able to get through. So I might put them in here because I'm not interested in people's dogs peeing all over my sign and stuff. Because I think I plan on pulling it in the fall so it's not out during the winter time because there's no turtles in the winter time. And then pulling it out in the spring, and I don't need my shed to smell like pee. So that's it. Till next week, and I'll mow this too. And chase the squirrel. Okay, bye.